So
your hair looks good.
Your hair always looks
My
good.
hair looks good. Well, your hair really does always look good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, party people. Podcast number 2.
Part.
Two Aries and a Terry.
Two Aries and a Terry's.
I'm Nikki.
I'm Emily.
And of course, I'm Terry.
Today we are going to be talking about spiritual awakenings, what got us to where we are today.
How we open that third eye.
Yeah.
Or should we say the first eye?
Oh my god. Oh, and then he blows up that thing. I want Terry to go first.
Yeah.
Oh,
Terry.
wow.
Terry.
Spiritual awakening.
Yeah.
I would have to say,
Sum it up.
aren't we always on that process of awakening? So it's hard to pinpoint when you're past it. What was the catalyst? Found myself in a dead-end job, working. I had all these crazy, cool skills, but found myself at a dead-end job at a factory with a really horrible. She was the Aries, so I'm not gonna get a relationship with every Aries
We're not
again.
all great.
Yo, she was in her shadow.
Yeah, she was
in her shadow.
Yeah, all these traumatic things. You know why? Because I wasn't clear of what I wanted in my life. There was plenty of warning signs, red flags in my life, but until I defined my boundaries and woke the F up and know what I don't want. So now I do what I do want. I said, whoa, I want freedom. Can I get a amen? I wanted clean air.
Yeah.
I wanted clean food, people, community. I had to literally at rock bottom, getting chilled to saying this though.
Yeah.
Define what I wanted, and I focused on that. It didn't happen overnight, but I focused on that. I cut everybody out, and I focused. That meditation practice, yoga, and flash forward, here I am, exactly what I imagined. You know, it took 4 years to get here. So I'm gonna chill for a second. Let me just chill.
Savor the moment.
Yeah.
I think it's cool that you had the self-awareness to know, like, I want more from this life, and it doesn't just have to be this way. And like you like sifted through all of like the not so fun stuff, and then now you're here.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh wait, like I created this. Like
I
this
did
is
this,
what
like,
I want.
it's so interesting to me, like, and I was journaling this morning and I wrote down, I was like, you will be the catalyst for your change. Like, you don't need anything other than like you to change, to like be that like spark, and then you are the one that makes that change. You can't wait on somebody else.
No.
You can't,
It's,
you know,
it has nothing to do with these external forces, what we all think that it does.
Right.
It's all about like having more money, like having this job, all this stuff, but really it's like we can just shift our perspective and start focusing our intention on like the things that actually matter, and then we're happy, we're content.
yo, focus your attention on your intention.
Ooh, yeah, what about y'all now?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, so to get to where I am here in Hawaii today, I got into spirituality through a traumatic breakup. And
Wow.
trauma. I love it. Yeah, healing. So that's how I got into spirituality, and then I got into yoga and like all that stuff. And then getting here in Hawaii was also another traumatic situation. I mean, it was 2020. I think it was traumatic for everybody. So I break up, a death in the family, lost my job. I was working at a job like during COVID, so it was just totally different than my typical experience of working, and it just totally, I would just sit in my car and be like, and just cry and be like, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this. And then there was one day where I thought that I was gonna get called out of work. I was like, oh, it's raining, like, they're not gonna need me today, I'm gonna have a day off. And then I got in my car and I'm like waiting, like I literally had to be at work at like 10 o'clock. I didn't leave my house until like 9:50 because I was like, they'll call me. They'll call me in a minute. And then at one point, I think that I might have texted my boss and they were like, nope, still need you. And I was like, oh. So then I was like, and then I texted my boss. He was like, yeah, we still need you. And I just lost it. Like I just broke down. And I got to work and I was like, can I talk to you? I got in the office and I just like, God bless my boss. Like I will tell you that. Like I sat in the office and just burst into tears and I'm like sobbing and I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like I hate this. I hate being here. And he was just like cool as a cucumber. Like he was chilling. Like he had his mask on, he had his coffee in his hand, and like he'd be like, And he'd take his mask off and take like a sip of coffee and then put his mask back on and like very calmly asking like specific like certain questions. And then finally at the end of the conversation he was like, "What do you want?" And I was like, "Oh." So that's a loaded question. I was like, and it basically was like, I have no clue what I want. I just know that I don't want to be right here. And I don't want to be feeling the way that I'm feeling right now. I remember talking to my roommate and being like, 'cause she was leaving. She was going to Costa Rica. And I was like, "I'm going to Costa Rica." And she was like, "Let's go to Costa Rica with Jackie."
Yeah, oh, I love.
Send out to Jackie, send you some love. Love you, Jackie. And yeah, and then I remember I drove to the beach one morning and I saw her car there, and I went and sat in my place where I meditate and like whatever, and I do my meditation and I come out and I see her and I'm like, "Oh, she's so beautiful." And I was like, dude, it was November 1st and I remember being like, "I'm done. I'm telling my landlord I'm out by January 1st. I'm getting out of Newport. I don't know where I'm going, what I'm doing, but I'm doing something and I'm getting out." Costa Rica fell through and she was like, "Hey, this place in Hawaii is taking volunteers." So I literally got day one. I was like, okay. So I like messaged the Instagram and she messaged me back and I was like, literally I had my phone and I was just like this for days. She was like, send an email. So I sent like my resume and just like a little bit about me, and she was like, email me back like, "When can we talk?" And I was like, whenever you want to talk. And it was like, so during our first meeting she was like, "Thanks for getting back to me so quickly." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I know, I'm just like really, I just..." Little does she know I was sitting there on my phone like this for like days being like, let me come to Hawaii. And even like the day coming here, like I remember waking up in the morning and just not even really like fully feeling like this was where I was going to be. And then I got on the plane, and even on the plane I was like, yeah, like something, not the plane's gonna crash, but like I was like, something's gonna happen, like my layover is gonna get canceled, or like I don't know, like anything. And then it wasn't until we were landing in on the Big Island over in Kona side, and I looked out the window and it was just like blue waters and like palm trees, and I was just like, this is my new home. Looking back now, it's just it's insane. Like I remember being in certain moments, like a couple months ago, just being like, I've never really called out of work, and there was one day where I literally couldn't get out of bed, and I was just crying, just sobbing. I was just like, I felt so stuck and like stagnant, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know so I look back now at like moments like that, and I'm like so grateful for those moments. Because you're right, like I feel like literally you had to die in order to death.
Yeah.
You had to die in order to like be able to fully, like I come out here and I look around and I'm like,
yeah.
Like I just like, I look at the sky and I'm like, it's so blue and the grass is so green and the trees are like, oh my God. But it's true. It's like you're not able to fully like embrace all of this if you didn't die in some way.
Yeah.
So hashtag spiritual awakenings aren't always fun.
No.
Yeah.
The best ones are like total trash.
Oh yeah. Like it's awful.
Yeah.
But that's what makes you appreciate the good.
Oh my God.
And then when you get to a place where you're like, oh my God, like I created this, like this is what I want, then you're like, I understand why I had to go through all those experiences, because it got me to be in this place of like gratitude and of just like truly being in the present moment and like appreciating and like savoring every single thing around you.
Like in those moments of like darkness, I was like, I know that this is where I need to be, and I know that what I'm going to experience is going to be great. It's just like there were some days where it was like, God damn, I wish like God damn, I wish that like I thought I was doing the work, like, you know what I mean, like when's it gonna end? And even just knowing too that like during this experience here, like you're gonna have dark days, you're gonna have days where you're
not
like
all sunshine and rainbows.
No,
even though we have a lot of sunshine, we got a lot of rainbows and butterflies at that,
and it's so beautiful, but it's not like we're still doing the work. Even like I feel like here I'm doing the work even more, because it's like we're all in it. So it's like you kind of just have to do it.
Oh, absolutely.
Out here.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like how awesome is it to be around people where like everybody's doing the work, so like everybody's work is like respected.
Yeah.
Like the process of like
Supported,
doing that work
and,
is respected.
Like,
yeah, like
I feel like before coming here, like I always felt like I was doing this stuff like on the side. Like I would like
Yes.
go into my little room and like none of my friends would really get it, and I would like just do my little journaling,
Oh,
meditating, do my
absolutely,
thing.
yeah.
But here it's like, yeah, I'm gonna go meditate for a little bit, maybe like cry and journal, and everyone's like,
cool.
See you later.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, so you had a good cry. Good for you. Yeah.
Do you need anything?
Yeah,
Like,
you good? Okay, cool.
I
Yeah.
won't talk about my whole spiritual awakening, but I guess like 4 or 5 years ago, I just was in a place where like I wasn't happy with myself. Like I just based my entire worth on external validation. Like I just was really unhappy, and I was like, I know that there's more to life, and I know that I can get out of this, and I know that I don't have to walk through my entire life feeling like I have to pretend to be someone else.
Right.
So I went through a good like 3-4 years of like really just a self-devotion and falling in love with myself and like getting to know myself and like basically dating myself, and that was like the beginning of my spiritual awakening. And then like I started, I don't know, following some spiritual teachers and like really getting into yoga, and like it was just kind of like a snowball effect. And then I started getting into like crystals and like all that.
Ooh, yeah.
She getting deep now.
And it's interesting because it wasn't until I guess 2019, 2020 that I felt like I was able to actually show up fully, like authentically and unapologetically as myself, and not like hide these like other sides of myself.
Right.
So like I felt like I was almost living a double life, but this year I kind of like integrated it.
Right.
And I was like, no, like I'm dedicating my life to this. Like I'm gonna do my meditation every day and not like apologize for it. I'm not gonna drink alcohol, like different things like this. And I also knew that after I graduated college, I didn't want to go get a 9 to 5. I knew I didn't want to do that. I knew that there were other things out there, and COVID was such a test. It was such a test because it was like, Nikki, like, are you gonna hold that like vision close to your heart, or are you gonna be like, oh well, you know, let's try again next year?
Right.
And I was like, I'm not gonna apply to any jobs. Like I got like a little part-time job, which was fun, and like I just spent the year like really just living at home, you know, being with my parents, like figuring out my own stuff. But I was like, I'm doing this regardless. And I waited and let the opportunity come. And then I was like, you're not going anymore. And that was such a big turning point, because I was like, oh, once I go to Hawaii, you know, I'll go off of social media. Oh, once I go to Hawaii, I'll have this experience. Oh, once I go to Hawaii, I'll be happy. And then when that was off the table, I was like, I shouldn't be waiting until I go to Hawaii. I was like, how can I cultivate this life that I want when I'm living at home in Kentucky? And obviously, like, Kentucky is not like this beautiful place where I am right now and where I wanted to be. But I really like started to do the work to just be content where I was. And although it wasn't everything that I wanted, like there were still amazing things. And I focused on like the friendships that I did have, and like, I don't know, I started doing random like pottery classes and like circus classes, like just different things that were fun. And then like, so for 3 months I was really doing this work of like just being content and being happy and trusting and knowing that like if it's meant to be, it'll come back. And then at the end of, I guess middle of November, I like just randomly reached back out because I saw that K-Mic had posted on Instagram, and I was like, let me see if I'm back again. So I messaged them, and they were like, yeah, like since we already offered you a position, like when can you come? When's the soonest you can come? And I was like, I should probably spend Christmas at home with my parents. So I was like, January. I came, but then like a couple weeks before, like the volcano erupted again, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna be able to go. And I was like crying again, and I don't really cry, but I was like, I just need to get out. Like I need to do this thing. But then also part of me was like, I don't know, like Hawaii was never really on my list. Like I didn't think I wanted to go there. Like I wanted to go to South America. But then I just kept trusting, and I was like, I guess I'll buy another plane ticket. Like I guess I'll just start telling people. And like little by little, there was this voice in my head that I was like, I don't think this is gonna happen. Like I thought something like I was gonna get here and like they weren't gonna pick me up. Like, I think it's this like trust in yourself to know that you are being guided, and that like you're not alone in this journey, and that you don't have to plan everything. Like I've been thinking a lot lately, like I used to be such like a control freak, and like I had to know exactly what I was doing. I had a 5-year plan, I had a 10-year plan, and I was going to do it. It never worked out that way. But I was like, okay, well, doesn't work, so now I'm going to do this, this, and that. And now I'm like in this place of just like going with the flow. And it's so fun. And then like the most beautiful things happen because you just are open to things coming to you rather than constantly like running and working so hard to go and grasp and,
like
get
chase for it, and then attach all of your expectations to it. Like once, like just like what you said, once I'm in Hawaii, I'll be happy. Like once I do all these things, like once you like have that like mental image in your head of like, I mean, goals are great, they're fantastic, but once you have those expectations out there, like you're gonna be disappointed.
When you guys were in that maybe dark place, and how can you bring where you want to be right where you're at, because you can't get there right now. And,
right, exactly. Yeah.
And I think we all had this kind of experience. And for me, just watching YouTube videos, trying to like get some clarity and like attract new people, like just learn about new things. And what did you say? You took different classes, potteries, and
like having fun, like
so many things that you just like, okay, how can I soften? How can I bring this into my reality right here? Because you always hint gratitude. Was spoke to me, both of you guys, like being thankful for what we have right here, right now.
Yeah. Well, for a big part of me also was like working on self-worth. Like, what do I believe that I'm worthy and deserving of?
Absolutely.
Because so often the things that are in our reality, that's what we think that we're worthy of. If we're attracting toxic relationships, there's some part of us that thinks that we're not worthy of anything more.
Yeah, there's some toxic part of ourselves that is sending that energy out to pull it in.
So it's like really digging deep and like doing the work is looking at the shadow sides of ourselves and looking at the patterns that we keep having that are not so fun and we don't like, and how can we reprogram and rewire that and like try something different. Like this time in my life, I see it just as an experiment. Like I'm gonna, like if I used to always go left every single time, what happens if I go right? You know, like the worst that happens, I just go back to going left.
Right,
you know,
exactly. Like
we can always go back to what we've always been doing, but what happens if you open up and explore something new?
Right.
Like that's what's so fun about this journey is life in general is it's just this big like playground.
Yeah.
Like there's no right or wrong, and like we could have not come to Hawaii, but like the three of us could have connected sometime, some other place.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that's what's so beautiful, but like it's beautiful that we're here right now, and I'm very thankful for that.
I mean, it's nice and warm in Hawaii in the time, so.
But I remember even like, it's so funny, like when my boss was like, what do you want to do? I was like, oh, I don't want to be here. And then like I remember like thinking, like continuing to think about it. I was like, what am I gonna do? Like how am I going to make this work for me? And I remember being like, oh, wait, I can leave. For some reason, like it never even dawned on me that I could like literally pick myself up and do a different thing. Like move anything.
Wow.
Like you know, like
You're
for me it was like
stuck.
Right, like how am I gonna make this work? And it was just like I don't want to have to make this work. Like I want to do the damn thing. Like I want to do all the things. And I remember being like, oh shit, dude, I can move. You don't have to take a big step like all of a sudden one day being like, I'm packing up and moving to Hawaii. And then like the next day you like fly to Hawaii and like change your whole life. Like no, like it's a series of like
years.
It's a series of little baby steps. It's a series of being like, I'm not happy. I'm gonna change it. What can I do to change it? And then taking those little steps like day by day by day.
Well, and what I realized is even just getting clear on what you want, those opportunities, they'll naturally come in.
Oh yeah.
Because once you're aware of it, you're like for me, I knew I wanted to be somewhere warm and sunny. I did not want to experience winter. And so I was open to whatever. Maybe it was Hawaii, maybe it was South America or California, I don't know, but I was clear that that's what I wanted. And I think it's like we don't have to do all this work. You know, like we have to do some stuff. We have to get clear. We have to, you know, have our boundaries and priorities and like do all the stuff within ourselves, but we don't have to go out and seek all of this stuff.
You don't have to seek anything. You just have to have that like like I said, like that want and that like fire burning inside of you to like
make a change.
Yeah.
And this energy is everywhere, so it so helps when you soften about life.
Yeah.
It makes it so much easier. If you're like, oh, I'm gonna make this work, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
Ooh, you might get it, but it's not gonna be fun.
No.
Sometimes I think you talked about it too. Knowing what we don't want is more important than knowing what we do want.
Yes.
Well, you can sit there and you can make a list like, I want this, but it's those hard no's that are gonna push
that
you
like gives the
into
flexibility and the space to have something that you never could have even dreamed was
I
possible.
just got this little point of like, you only have certain things that you don't want. There's an
very
infinite.
specific.
There's very specific things you want. But there's an infinite on the other side of that you could not even know what you want.
Absolutely.
So turn away from the things that aren't like what you want in life and turn to the infinite possibilities of what might you want to inspire yourself to.
Yeah. What would you suggest, like if somebody's going through a really difficult time and they are feeling stuck and stagnant and like just at rock bottom? What?
You know what
I
I'm
know
saying.
what you're gonna say.
And you're at rock bottom and you're like what do I do? Like what are some suggestions that you would give? What are some suggestions that you would give to past you?
This is what's my practice that I've did for my personal self. I teach it, I spread it every morning. Gratitude, family.
Gratitude. And I will say I love that because now every single morning before I get out of bed, I just to myself, and you inspired it, I just say, I'm grateful. And it totally shifts.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, because I feel like it can really, wherever you're in like a low state, when you shift into gratitude, acknowledging what's here right now, nothing has to change. And it can, as we said, soften that energy. And when you soften the energy, it can start to eventually draw in things that you do want.
Yeah. Gratitude for sure. Always. That's, I feel like, is one of the simplest practices that you can do every day. Just thinking of 3 things like while you're brushing your teeth in the morning that you're grateful for, that'll just shift your like entire being and like open you up for the rest of the day.
So like even just having those moments around like, yo, you're not dead. Like there are so many things that you are experiencing as a human being right now that like, some of them are shitty, but like look at what you can be experiencing, what you actually are experiencing because you are alive.
I think one of the biggest practices that changed, like, I don't know, just how I look at things was really getting clear on what my perfect day is.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know.
That's fun.
Yeah,
It's
fun.
really fun, and it's not these like clear cut, like every single day I need to do this, but I have 5 like broad categories. So it's meditation, movement, learning, being in nature. There's another one. I'll think about it. But it's like these like umbrella things that every day, like my perfect day has all of those things in it. And it doesn't matter if it's 5 minutes or if it's 5 hours.
Yeah.
But that's what I want to cultivate. And that can look different every single day.
Yep.
But no matter what my like world looks like, I can still implement those things and I can prioritize those things because that's what fills my soul.
Yeah.
So it's like what really lights my soul on fire and what gives me energy and how can I integrate that into my everyday regardless of the external circumstances.
Yes,
I like how you
that's
said
beautiful.
that.
Yeah.
For me, I interpret that as like you're giving what gives you energy.
Yeah.
I love that you
Yeah.
said what gives me energy,
Yeah.
what brings me back to
Yeah.
life, you know.
Yeah.
I think it's even important, not maybe more important, but making a list of what things that pull energy away from you. And
That's
trying to
a
eliminate
really
as much
nice
as possible. Then you start to
suggestion.
cultivate more things that give you energy, and you know, like, not that you can have to do this, but be aware, like, if I have to talk to that person, that's gonna be a little draining right here.
Yeah. Well, it's like knowing that you have the choice. Like, there's some things that like you have a job, like you have obligations, but it's where are you willingly giving your energy to things that are taking energy
away.
Yeah.
and how can you like just take a step back, like even if it's just saying, oh no, like I'm not gonna go out to coffee today with this person, but maybe next week like we'll have dinner, whatever. And it's like just like having like a little like boundaries and like just playing again, like seeing what works for you, and like every day is going to be different. So like I wake up every day and I'm like, what do I need today? Like what am I craving? Like what does my body need? Like do I need alone time? Do I need like
claps for Nikki?
Yeah, it's just, again, like bringing everything back to the beginning. It's getting clear. Getting clear on these things that are important to you.
Once again, family.
And that's
clarity.
the work, and it takes time, and it takes like experiencing and like learning from those experiences to really get clear. But once you're clear, you're like, this is kind of it.
Like, well, and I love it because like you could be the continuation of like that like journey into the underworld is going to continue and continue and continue until you allow yourself the space to have that glimmer of clarity. And it's being graceful with yourself and being really gentle with yourself and being like, I mean, it could be the littlest things that you might need for yourself and for your body in that day, and that could change your entire day. Even just start with one thing. What is one thing that is going to make you feel good today?
Ooh, man, that could get you out of a dark place
That could get you out of a dark place, my friend.
Just making your bed. Just you can make your bed. Like,
and also giving yourself the space to be like, I woke up today and I don't want to talk to anybody and I want to lay in bed all day, and like,
you're allowed to do that.
And that's okay.
And that's beautiful.
That is okay.
Yeah, and knowing that like nothing lasts forever. Everything is temporary, and like that's like the worst thing to hear, especially when you're in like the depths
darkest
of
place.
it. But also it's temporary. Like feeling like completely ecstatic and happy, like that's temporary, too.
Yeah.
Like it's life is just cyclical, and it's ups and downs and flowing, and we have to not be so attached to like this is permanent and this is gonna last forever. Like it's really, it's temporary.
Everything's temporary.
It's like those two ends. It's like what I strive for is to be content where I am, and like that. It's like the release of a breath. You know, it's like I'm not searching for like pure bliss and happiness, and I'm not like allowing myself to get sucked into this like. I mean, it's fine to get sucked into like the madness, you know what I mean? But not living in it. Not allowing yourself to stagnate in it. And it's
emotions
like,
are real.
Emotions
it's like
returning back to like that middle ground that you have, and that's where you're gonna find like that peace.
No, it is
I like that you said that. You know, you don't have to live there. Sadness is valid. Anger is valid, but where do you want to live?
Every emotion is valid, and we need to feel every single emotion. Like we need to feel these darker, like sadness and shame and all this stuff in order to feel happiness and joy. Like you can't just have one without the other.
No mud, no lotus.
And that was one thing that I, for so long, I was like, I just need to be happy. I want to be happy. But I was like, wait, you can't just have that. Like there's everything. We have to experience it all.
All of it.
I'll never forget, one of my exes was like, I just want to be happy all the time. And I was like, must be nice.
Like,
well, that sounds exhausting for one.
But like honestly, I remember him saying that and being like, I don't. I don't really want to be happy all the time because it's fleeting. Because it's this like, you have to maintain that all the time.
And that's a lot of fucking work.
And that's a lot of work.
I ain't got time for all that.
No. It's exhausting.
I love Two Aries. And I love myself. Well, guys.
Spiritual awakenings. Love them, live in them, have them. You know?
Never ending.
You don't listen, like, we're not sitting here being like, I meditate for 9 hours per day and I eat. You know what I mean?
That's the falsities of it. We think we're out here just like meditating every day. Chanting Om all the time.
I have not been meditating a lot lately.
And look where you are.
I'm happier than I have been in a really long time, and I'm like, oh, I don't have to do that. Like meditation is great, it's a beautiful tool and practice, but you don't have to do it every single day, all day to be spiritual or to live or like to grow and learn. Like live your life. Do what works for you. And sometimes you need like stronger practices, and other times you're like,
sometimes it's just softening into the moment. Like literally what we've all been saying, softening into the moment, asking yourself what you need in this moment to feel the most alive and to feel the most energy and to fuel yourself up the most.
These are all tools right
Gratitude.
here.
Yeah.
All tools. You don't need, you have a workshop, you don't need every tool every time. You know, you need the
Yeah.
right tool for the right
You
job.
have tool belt, little tool belt, and
Yeah.
you just pull out the tools when you need them.
Yeah.
You just accumulate them, and then you're like, oh, I need this. Oh, I need that.
Yep.
We don't like need to like
Yeah. So,
do everything.
Do all the
the
tools,
time.
whip out
That's
the
a
crystals
lot.
and the sage and like the,
I got it. Oh.
you know what I mean, the wallaby.
I just
and,
said hi. Oh, calm down.
Right? Like, yeah.
I got my tool.
Yeah. Like it's not this crazy thing where we're like totally changing our lives and stuff. We're just doing the work that we're setting out to do.
No.
Yeah,
I feel like it does get easier over time.
for sure.
Yeah.
But that first big doozy, get ready. If you haven't hit the Speaker Awakening yet,
Good luck if you
Good
need
luck.
support.
Yeah,
DM
don't
me on
have it.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Get out your boy
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
your ladies. What do you want?
Yeah. Check
All
it
of
out.
us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
We got you.
we're here to support you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. This is good, fun,
Yeah.
nice.
Fun.
Thank you for watching / listening.
Yes.
Two Aries and a Terry.
Right.